example of yogic power. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead can expand himself into millions of forms, a yogi can also expand up to 9 forms, but not more than that. Another example is that of Saubhari Muni. He also expanded himself into 8 forms. But however powerful a yogi may be, he cannot expand himself into more than 8 or 9 forms. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, can expand himself into millions of forms, Ananta Rupa, innumerable, countless forms, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. No one can compare to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by any conceivable energetic manifestation of power. Okay, so we are continuing our reading from 3rd Canto, chapter 23, verse number 44. Name of chapter is Devahuti's Lamentation. She had a desire to have a son, and Kadamuni was himself blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he himself will become the son. But before that, there will be daughters, I think 9 daughters, and then there will be a son. Then he was in such pure goodness that in order to stimulate passion, he first made her take bath in the Bindu Sarovar, which was formed from a drop of tear of Lord Vishnu. And that one tear of Lord Vishnu is enough to make a Sarovar, because everything is divine. And because it was formed from the tear of Lord Vishnu, the pond has inconceivable divine potencies. And we see that when Kardama Muni, he requested Devahuti because she lost all beauty by her selfless service, she neglected her own care to serve him. Kardama Muni was thoroughly pleased with him. He gave her um, um, spiritual realization, and then he requested her to take a bath in Bindu Sarovar. When she went inside the Bindu Sarovar, she was accompanied by many apsaras. They appear from within the Bindu Sarovar, who dressed her, and the power of um, um, the drop of Lord Vishnu that she regained. She was actually, it is said that she was becoming discolored even because of her selfless service, but the power of Lord's devotion. Likewise, as I was reading this, I was contemplating upon Vrindavan, and there are so many beautiful ponds and lakes that are made from different aspects of the Lord. Like there is a Sarovar called Prem Sarovar, which is near Nandagaon, which is formed from the tears of Radha and Krishna. And it is described that when Lord Krishna was leaving, I mean, that's what they say. When we went in our last visit to Vrindavan, um, the people who lived there, they were sharing this, that it was formed by the tears of Radha and Krishna. And this is before Lord Krishna departed for Mathura. When Akrura came, and then Krishna understood that I am leaving and I don't know when I will return. Krishna knew that. Naturally, he, in a way, he never returned, but in a way, he also returned here and there for various purposes, which is basically to reciprocate with the love and separation from his devotees. So that night, Krishna could not sleep, and Srimati Radharani also got a vision that Krishna is leaving. And Lord, this all happened in a subtle form. And Lord Krishna then wanted to inform everyone that I'm leaving tomorrow. And that's when the last meeting of the divine couple happened at Prem Sarovar, where Krishna told her that I'm leaving. And it was a kind of heartbreaking experience full of sorrow and tears to an extent that it formed a big pond. There is another pond which is formed from the tears of Srimati Radharani. That is in Vrindavan, um, near the Durvasa Muni ashram. I'm not remembering the name. So there are many such beautiful places, and these places have divine powers. Um, they can give us pure devotion. I mean, we know the best among all the lakes is Sri Radha Kund and Navala Kund, Apsara Kund, Prem Sarovar. Um, so many beautiful lakes connected to so many beautiful pastimes of the Lord. And these reveal us according to our own Krishna consciousness also. Just like anything else in Krishna consciousness, the deity is the holy name, the prasad. We understand the potency, the dham, the devotees. We understand the potency and the lakes. We understand the potencies of these things based on our progress in Krishna consciousness. And we hear there is aprakat dham and there is prakat dham, and aprakat dham is the pastimes which are concurrently happening simultaneously now here and in Golok Vrindavan because they are non-different. And then there is Prakat, um, which is what we see. And to enter into a Prakat again, it's the same principle of our own Krishna consciousness. So Bindu Sarovar has that divine potency of the Lord, that Apsaras came inside, and this is inconceivable for us. These mystic powers are inconceivable for us because we don't have them, so we cannot conceive them. But then Krishna is called Yogeshwar. Krishna is not. Krishna does not have mystic power. Krishna is the one who awards mystic power. So he is called Yogeshwar. There are many yogis, and he is Yogeshwar. Many people during Lord Krishna's presence thought him to be a mystic person. Like one example is Duryodhan. When Krishna showed his universal form to Duryodhan, Duryodhan thought, well, he's a mystic person. Kamsa had so many mystic powers. So many of them, they thought, but they could not understand that he is a supreme personality of Godhead, the source of Narayan. They could not understand. So now both suras, there are two kind of people, suras and asuras, divine and demonic people. They are both afraid of Vishnu. They do control demigods. It is said that Hiranyakashipu, he controlled all the demigods except Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Them he could not control. So, and he is the best among all. And he wanted to kill Narayan, but he knows that they are beyond my jurisdiction. Both Suras and Asuras, they worship, and Narayan, all of them knows that he is the ultimate maintainer, especially in this universe. That's when Brahma and Shiva are in difficulty, they go to Narayan for help, and that's when he comes into various incarnations. Um, so Bindu Sarovar has that divine potency, and Kadava Muni, being a qualified sage, he could evoke that. We can also go to Bindu Sarovar, but we may not be able to evoke that because first, the potency itself by the Lord's mercy. Second is a pure devotee who can evoke it. So then she became very nicely dressed and regained her natural beauty as the son of Swambhuva Manu. And then by his mystical power, Kadava Muni created this airplane with all the apsaras. They came out with the Devahuti. They all accompanied Kadava Muni on a plane, and they went to um, the the gardens of Lord Shiva, Mount Meru, which is the recreation place for the demigods. And it was like just to evoke passion. And then they came back, and she had a desire for sex life. Kadamuni is a pure sage. in order to fulfill the desire of Devahuti, he expanded into 9 forms to satisfy Devahuti. And then we also see that um, there is only one solution to this urge of sex desire. Prabhupada says if somebody is free from sex desire, one is 50% liberated. So this urge is there, and then we hear that there is only one solution to that urge, which is love of Krishna. Love for Krishna degenerates or deteriorates in this material world in the form of um, general term use this calm, and the my Guru Maharaj says grossest form of calm is sex desire, but generally love is transformed into calm, and calm is a very wide term. Um, um, all kind of material desires, desire for prestige, honor, to be the center of attraction, anything we want in this world, or even the desire to eat palatable food, desire to whatever, they all transform into calm. And every living entity is completely captured by this calm. Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajaguna Samabhava. Mahashana Mahapapa Vidhi Enamiha Vaitina. Krishna says it is the all devouring. He doesn't say very devouring, and greatly devouring. Krishna says all devouring means everybody is devoured by this um, uh, calm, gross and subtle form. And the only way we can come out of this is by awakening our Krishna consciousness or our love for Krishna, which is dormant in the heart of all living entities. And this love is actually an expansion of a part of Srimati Radharani's love for Krishna. Like my Guru Maharaj says, whatever love are living, whatever devotion, we usually use the word love and devotion simultaneously. So my spiritual master says, whatever love a living entity has for Krishna is actually Radharani's love for Krishna, because she is the goddess of devotion. And Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur describes that there is no difference between Radha and Krishna. Um, they are simultaneously one and different, as different as one. They are Mahaprabhu and as different, but they are actually one. There is no difference. And also Prabhupada would say that we can awaken our love for Krishna if we go through Srimati Radharan. That's why Vrindavan people chant the name of Radhe Radhe, approaching Krishna through his divine potency. So this this particular verse is describing how we also see that Devahuti was later on, when Kapila Muni comes, then Devahuti asks, how can I become free from your Maya? And then there is a whole teaching of Kapila Muni. The Prabhupada also mentions here that the yogis in this world can expand into up to 9 forms. And he gives an example of Saubari Rishi. And there are many examples, but the Lord can expand into unlimited form. That's one clear distinction between yogis and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we also hear that we may have multiple forms in the spiritual world. We may serve Lord Krishna in multiple ways. And there are many examples. Like one thing that we clearly hear is most of the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simultaneously have a form in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. and the form in the pastimes of Lord Krishna. With Lord Chaitanya, the only relationship one has is Dasya form. And we see that in different prayers of devotees, uh, um, they aspire a particular relationship with Lord Krishna, but only Dasya relationship with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Narottam Das Thakur, in most of this song, he said, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasera Dam Seva Bhilasha Kore Narottamada. So we have a particular relationship with Lord Krishna, where it can be any one of the five. Um, they are all loving relationship with Lord Krishna, and awakening um, any one of the relationship, which is our constitutional position, is the ultimate goal of self-realization. Um, and that can be fulfilled by service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mode of servant of servant. Um, and one of the symptom of love is also surrender. That's what Lord Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, which is not an easy thing to do. But we always have this free will to surrender or not to surrender. And one of the symptoms of a lack of surrender is having the ulterior motives, having our own plans, having our own desires of how we want to serve. And surrender basically means let Krishna's will be mine. Like we hear Srila Prabhupada would pray, Nachao, Nachao, Nachao Re Mate. You have brought me here, now you have a purpose, please make me dance. So one option in our lives is see and witness and see all arrangements and everything in our life as basically seeing a hand of Krishna in everything, or accepting every situation in our life as like Krishna's arrangement, and then reacting in an appropriate way, and be willing to sacrifice our own personal desires, motives, priorities to on the service of Krishna. That's what the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra also means. My Lord, engage me in your service. And the service attitude is like how much service attitude one has is itself a sign of spiritual advancement. I'm thinking, what else can I share? So we have relationship with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have relationship with Lord Krishna. And even in Krishna's pastimes, there are devotees who serve in multiple ways. Like Vishaka Sakhi, she serves as one of the friend of Srimati Radharani. At the same time, she expands herself into Yamuna. So we see same Vishaka Sakhi in multiple forms. And likewise, many devotees, they serve in multiple forms. Um, Pure devotees can also serve Lord in various ways. And maybe one last thing I can share is something that will help us make. I mean, I was recently reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, Dhruv Maharaj pastime, where Dhruv Maharaj was unhappy. He has an unfulfilled desire. His mother requested him, you worship Vishnu, whatever anybody wants. The Lord is there um, for anybody who approaches him, the Lord reciprocates. So he was a Kshatriya, he was hurt, he went there he was greatly determined to see the Lord. And the Lord was very approachable to Dhruv Maharaj because he is the great grandson of Brahmaji, who personally met Vishnu, and his grandfather Swambhuva Manu. He also performed sacrifice and received the potency to procreate as the father of mankind. So his grandfather, great grandfather, has a direct relationship with Vishnu. So he has that uh, full conviction, full faith, because it's very close in time. Just like for us, like Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, for him is like Lord Vishnu, Narayan. So there was, it's very, I mean, over time, naturally, sometime it takes time to develop that faith. So for him, it was like a strong conviction that he had that faith that if I do this, Lord Vishnu will appear to me. He knew that in his heart, and he was willing to do anything to get a darshan of the Lord. And so that, I mean, initially he had this material desire, but he was um, convinced that I'm going to see the Lord. And then he was going by the forest path and he met Narad Muni. Narad Muni first told him, don't take it so seriously. Whatever good or bad comes, one should be able to see as one's own karma. And, it's a playing age. You are just 5 years old. In 2 3 days or over a period of time, your mind will be pacified and try to resolve the situation at this small thing just because you could not sit on the lap of your father. No need to take it so seriously. Dhruv Maharaj was determined that I need to, I mean, his intention was I need to teach a lesson to my father by having a greater kingdom. That was his desire. But then, for that desire, by the mercy of pure devotee who was his mother, he was determined to see the Lord. So he asked Narad Muni, I'm not going to deviate, and this philosophy is for Brahmanas, very good, being peaceful, being tolerant. But I'm sorry, I'm not a Brahmana, I'm Kshatriya, and I'm hurt. So I need to take the shelter of the Lord. So we don't know what situation becomes favorable for us when any anarthas are used in a direction to worship the Lord. It's the anarthas themselves are all glorious. So then he asked Narad Muni, I am a Kshatriya, and Kshatriyas are like, if they are hurt, they don't forgive. Uh, uh, Brahmana quality is forgiveness. Kshatriya quality is courage and fight. So he had that spirit of, like, that strong spirit, and he used that full energy of a Kshatriya spirit in performing severe austerities to get a darshan of Vishnu. They have that. Kshatriyas are like, they are courageous. They can tolerate anything. We hear that example. Who was that? Who was bleeding and he was just tolerating. Because he was Kshatriya, he could tolerate. Brahmanas won't do that, cannot do that. They have their own nature. So Dhruv Maharaj was a Kshatriya, strong Kshatriya spirit. So he was like, um, Kshatriyas also had this determination, strong determination to achieve what they want. So Narad Muni, being an expert guru, expert spiritual master, he used that. He could see that this child can do anything to have his desire fulfilled. So let him use his nature, his entire Shakti to please Lord Vishnu. And so Narad Muni guided him. Narad Muni told him, see, you have to render serious and sincere devotional service. And then he told Dhruv Maharaj, he know the potential Dhruv Maharaj. So Narad Muni told Dhruv Maharaj, serious rendering of devotional service means engaging 24 hours. During the 6 months, Dhruv Maharaj did not sleep actually. Narad Muni told him, serious engagement of devotional service means 24 hours you engage. This is one advantage, is this is Satya Yoga. So in Satya Yoga, naturally, people can actually do austerities for 60,000 years. There are many cases. And Prabhupada also mentions that this kind of intense devotional service is not practical in this age, but we can still take the inspiration and increase our determination to engage more. Prabhupada also said we cannot follow, but we cannot copy, but we follow. We cannot imitate, but we follow Maharaj Dhruva. And Dhruva Maharaj was very, very dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So with all determination, Narada Muni told him, you chant the names of the Lord. And Narada Muni told him, while chanting names of the Lord, you meditate on the form of the Lord. And then Narad Muni, I mean, this is the first time he is hearing instructions. And Narad Muni told him how the Lord looks like. He told him, meditate on the form of the Lord, bluish, blackish in complexion, um, with a gentle smile, with golden ornaments, with four hands, carrying disc club, disc club, conch, and chakra, carrying these four symbols. Pitambari, yellowish dhoti, Kaustuba jewel, a flower garland. Um, then this shark-shaped earrings, and having a armlet, having a bracelet, golden, anklets, description of the feet. So Narad Muni, there are many verses in 4th chapter. Narad Muni is describing the beautiful form of the Lord. And he told Dhruv Maharaj, you chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and you contemplate on the form of the Lord. And you do it day and night without any ulterior motive. And since you are going to forest, you have to control your senses. Eating eating fruits and roots or whatever is available, and keep on performing austerities and constantly chant and constantly remember the name of the Lord. And then he told him, worship the deity of the Lord and offer the deity of the Lord whatever pushpa, water, whatever you can get in the forest, worship the deity of the Lord. Then he told him, since you're going to forest, where will you get a deity of the Lord? He said, you can make the deity of the Lord with a stone, with a metal, with wood, with earth. And then he told him, you make the deity of the Lord with earth and water, because you are going in a forest. So earth and water, make a deity, and then worship him. And then chant this mantra, remember the form of the Lord, seriously engage 24 hours a day, and restrict. Then after that, Narad Muni went to Uttanapad, who was lamenting, because he said, because I have become too attached to my wife, I lost my merciful aspect. And that's why I became so hard-hearted with Dhruv Maharaj. Prabhupada says there, when we become attached, then we become self-centered and we become merciless. In the meantime, Dhruv Maharaj went there, and 6 months of austerities, he severe, like serious determination, sincerely and seriously practiced the instruction of his Guru Maharaj. And we know, I mean, there is some nice details how in the first month he ate fruits and berries every 3 days, fruits and berries. And Prabhupada says he would eat kapita fruit, and kapita fruit is meant for monkeys. It is not consumed by humans. Badru Maharaj would eat kapita fruits and roots every 3 days. Then he would do it every 6 days, second month. Third day, he stopped eating, but he would drink water every 9 days, third month. And then fourth month, he would stop water also, and he would just breathe every 12 days. This is inconceivable. Fifth month, he stood on one leg, day and night standing. And the 6th month, he stopped breathing also. And so focused on the form of the Lord within his heart that he completely captured the Lord in his heart. and because he stopped all the 9 holes of his body, no breathing and nothing, and completely focused on meditating on the form of the Lord and chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya as instructed by his spiritual master Sri Narad Muni. He um, he developed the qualities of Lord Vishnu. He became as heavy as Lord Vishnu, and he was just standing on one leg, and he was holding the Lord so intently within his heart that he developed the weight of the Lord to such an extent that the earth was pushed down by half, like, and like his weight, the earth could not hold his weight, and earth was pushed down by half. And there was no air, so all the demigods were choking, and they went to Lord Vishnu and they prayed to Lord Vishnu, my Lord. Seems like some asuric Shakti has come. You are always our maintainer and protector. Please tell us the cause of it, and please take some incarnation. Please help us come out of this situation. And Vishnu said, don't worry, he just made you good. There is no Asharik Shakti. There is the son of Uttanapad who has pleased me by his sincere determination and serious practice of devotional service. Um, and very soon I will go and give my darshan. I will appear to him, and then once he start breathing, then you all can breathe also. So much potency. Prabhupada also says that one who practices Krishna consciousness develop all mystic power. Dhruv Maharaj didn't want anything, but he became completely purified and he captured the Lord in his heart. So this instruction is given. It is also described that Narad Muni may have given instruction to many people. He gave many instructions, but the intensity with Dhruv Maharaj take is an individual choice. Likewise, it is not that when we have spiritual master, we will go back to Godhead. It's not like that. When do we go back to Godhead? It depends upon how seriously and sincerely we are willing to follow the instruction of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. That free will is there at all point of time. That opportunity is there. Opportunity is there to remember the Lord now, remember the Lord, or think about the Lord, or hear about the Lord. Opportunity is there. But what one may lack is the determination following the footsteps of Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj was like, I want it. This is what is most important thing to me. And he was like, I'm going to get it. And Prabhupada says, for making progress in Krishna consciousness, determination is required. And it's those who practice with determination sincerely, they will attain Krishna. They will go back to him. Those who are not so serious, they will take some more time, but the opportunity is there. Okay, so that's all the discussion I had, and if there is any discussion we can take now. Any questions, comments? So we will end here. Thank you all for joining. Ramchakalpa Tarudhisha Kripa Sindhuve Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all for joining. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
HG Shyamanand Prabhu ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.